story tonight, failing grade. The National School Report Card is out, and once again, Detroit public schools rank worst in the nation.
The findings are troubling. Only 4% of Detroit fourth graders scored proficient in math. Just 5% were proficient in reading, and not much better for eighth graders. Only 5% scored proficient in math and 7% in reading. Looking live at Mumford High School now in Northwest Detroit, teachers there are rallying, calling for change ahead of a board meeting tonight that could very well get heated. A look at the calls for solutions in a moment. But we begin with 7 Action News reporter Nia Harden with a look at what went wrong.
The National Report Card ranks Detroit dead last. They say one of the areas they struggle in most is reading. These books right here come from Birmingham. This one comes from Detroit.
This is a direct reflection of the emergency management. Next year will be our first year, and those from the test results.
School board member Lamar Lemons is blaming the state for the poor rating the district received from the National Assessment of Educational Progress.
It really upsets me that the schools are getting away from teaching these children basic skills.
A tutor with the district says this is what students are reading at Greenfield Union. The books on the other side are from Birmingham.
Like, this would be stimulating. This is like you'd put a placemat at a restaurant or something.
One Detroit parent says this is why his children go to a different school district.
It's very sad. It's scary. It puts me in a financial burden. I would love to send I grew up in a public school in New York.
Lemon says they need more volunteers and tutors. He's also suggesting the district offers Saturday school. We reached out to the district and they sent this release saying our NAEP scores are not a reflection of our student talent or potential. It goes on to say we simply need time and space to build capacity, and improvement will be seen by 2020's administration of NAEP.
My final plea is to volunteer and help a child learn to read.
The district has a meeting set for tonight at Mumford High School. If you'd like to read the district superintendent's full statement, we've posted that on our website at WXYZ.com. Nia Harden, 7 Action News.
Thank you, Nia. And it is sadly the same story year after year. Detroit test scores worst in the nation, but with a new superintendent, many had hoped for improvement. 7 Action News reporter Jennifer Ann Wilson is live outside Mumford High School, where the school board will be voting on next year's budget. Jennifer Ann, you spoke to many people on the sides. What is the solution?
Yeah, I sure have. I got a chance to speak with some school board members as well as the superintendent, and they say, first of all, these test scores, they say, are a result of about a decade of emergency management. And in this first year on the job, the superintendent says he's been analyzing the problems, and he says there are many. So he hasn't yet been able to embark on those. As far as those problems, well, nobody knows it better than the teachers, the men and women inside our classrooms. This is William Weir. You've been a teacher in Detroit schools for a while now. For you, what is the biggest problem that you're facing in the classrooms?
Well, the classroom that I have right now, the classes that I have is overclass size. I have about 36 kids in 4 classes that I teach, and they come to us reading and writing below grade level, because their problems have not been addressed from preschool on. So that's our biggest problem right there. The test scores are going to stay the same until those situations are addressed.
Yeah,
it is difficult for one teacher to catch up 36 kids to put them on the level that they should be.
Yeah, it's a pretty impossible task. You guys are fighting an uphill battle. And Ivy Bailey, president of the Teachers Union here, What's the solution? What are the 2 things that you'd like to see happen in this next year that you think could make the biggest difference?
So one thing that I would like to see is I would like to see teacher training. We need professional development that is relevant to help us to deal with the issues that we're facing. Also, we need support. Our students need support. The second thing is I think that we need to establish community schools. So community schools are not just schools that have after-school programs. They're schools that look at the community and the needs of the community and address those needs. So when we talk about poverty, those needs can be addressed within a community school system.
Okay, a lot of issues in the school district. The good news is there is a budget that the school board is looking at tonight behind these doors, and in that budget there are some proposals that address these problems. Addressing the school staff shortage is high on Nikolai Vidi's list.
And one of the proposals in the budget is to add some of these positions back into schools to alleviate some of the pressures that teachers are facing.
Including a dean of discipline and support staff for teachers, which, by the way, they plan on hiring more of those, too.
We not only have to recruit teachers, but we have to recruit guidance counselors or social workers and psychologists. So when I tell people we are rebuilding the district, I literally mean we are rebuilding the district.
Biddy says implementing a new, more rigorous curriculum district-wide is key to improving education.
This year's first graders will be exposed to better curriculum. Teachers will be exposed to more training. We're creating new programs like art and music programs that speak to the whole child.
He says that will build a stable foundation, but that's just the beginning.
That's when we talk about washer and dryers in schools. That's when we talk about having extra guidance counselors and social workers, psychologists, to deal with some of the social emotional issues that our children bring with them to school every day.
School board members are behind him.
He's moving the district in the right direction, and we have to give him a chance. He's been here only a few months.
So you heard some talk about catching students up. Well, Vidi says that he has a plan to do that too. He wants to come up with a Saturday school. He's working on instituting summer school and some after school programs that specifically address some educational and curriculum needs. Now, of course, that brings us back to teachers, right? And teacher shortages. Well, he says he's working with the union to try to come up with some ways to make it more appealing for teachers from other districts to come and work in Detroit to get rid of the barriers that have so far gotten in the way of their recruiting efforts. Reporting live, Jennifer Ann Wilson, 7 Action News.
All right, Jennifer Ann, thank you. And don't